Well, I hope you enjoyed this battle report. Cricket gamblers will go.
Okay, welcome to another Chaos Battle Report. I'm running Kivanovich and his minions. So we've got this is my theory here. This is my no magic list. I got sick of running the Sorcerer Lord on the chariot, spending 425 points. And I didn't really want to, do the Zinch bonuses to cast, etc. So I thought, why don't I just not take any magic and just cop the magic on the chin? So this is it. So I've still got the Dragon Lord, and then I've got min unit of knights with full command, 2 of them, and my 16 marauders with their great weapons and shields, so they can do a bit of damage. So 2 units of 16 marauders, 3 chariots, everything's undivided, and 2 single dragon ogre Shartaks with great weapons and heavy armor. So just extra deployments. And of course, I've got my crutch there, the 2 gigantic spawns of chaos, which the main thing with them is they're unbreakable, so they can just hold up huge static combat res units and stuff while I sneak around and get into flanks or try and get multiple charges off and so on. And I haven't put any Chaos Knights on the table yet, so I've got 2 minimum units of Chaos Knights. They now have countercharge, so if I can line them up against other cavalry, they can at least maybe hold them off for a turn. Everything's about sort of holding them off for a turn while I try and get into a flank. So the dragon's got to do a lot of work, but he can't go into units on his own and so on. So I think the dragons are sort of not as bad. My dragon's been painted for over a year probably, but I haven't put him on the table. So this is my 3rd game in a row that will be using the dragon. So we'll see how he goes. So that's the army. I've got plenty of deployments. So if the enemy has cannons and shooting and stuff, I should be able to out-deploy them and then try and combine the chariots and the spawns into a flank or something and attack them. Anyway, round 1, we're up against the Empire. So you may have seen this army on the channel before. Nicely painted Empire army. So a nice matchup first up. And he's running a lot of special characters here. He's got a character in there, and they're Knight's Panther, I think, and that's the character that goes with them. And a wizard on a Pegasus. I think they're Pistoliers, but like Pistoliers, but better or something, whatever they are. Steam Tank, obviously. And the big unit there of infantry with another character in there, another general or something, and they've got the Griffin banner. So an insane amount of combat res in that unit. So that'll be a challenge, and the Griff Knights, whatever they are, those things, with 2 up saves and some Ogre handgunners. I don't remember the names of all the special characters, but that's the table, and the scenario is King of the Hill, which is one of those cumulative scoring scenarios, which I hate, and you'll see why at the end of this battle probably. There's a river out on my right flank, which sort of compressed our lines, and we're both going after the hill anyway. So it sort of plays into my hands because I want him all together where I can get my combo charges off, etc. Or otherwise on a bigger table I could flow around flanks and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just experimenting with this list. So there's my knights. This is my extreme left flank. You can't deploy within 8 of the edge. And Shartak in front, so that's my left flank, and then I've got my other knights and another Shartak next to them, a Dragon Ogre there, and then the combined arms of the 3 chariots and the 2 spawns are just going to go up the guts, followed up by the marauders behind for combat res and claiming the hill, and the dragons out on the right flank. Ivanovich, the very angry, out on the right flank, but everything's undivided. I couldn't quite scrape together some points to put a mark of corn on one and mark of Nurgle on my knights. But anyway, I left it all as undivided. No magic. So the only thing I've got to do at the start of the turn is roll on the Gaze of the Gods table. So I did win the roll-off. He had a +1 and another +1 or something, but I got lucky, won the roll-off, and I went first. And I just sort of moved up to get within range of the hill to start scoring, and sat outside his charge ranges except for his knights. His Knight's Panther can charge I'll call them my Nurgle Knights, the green ones, so he can charge there, so he's going to take that charge and I'm going to countercharge. The knights have got, there we are, my Nurgle knights, they're just undivided. But anyway, they countercharge there, so that's interesting. If he breaks through there, he's got a bit of a chance to get stuck into my chariots, etc. So there's a brave charge from the Knights Panther into my knights, and I'm just hoping, well, I'm not going to break them, but I'm hoping to hold and just then counterpunch. So that's a big combat there. He's drilled, so he drilled out a little bit, and my Nurgle knights, they held, and just pushed me back too. I killed a few of them on the countercharge. I lost my champion in the challenge, I think. Every time my knight's champion challenges, he dies. Okay, so then there's my counterpunching. So in my turn 2, I counterpunched with a chariot and one of the dragon ogres into the Knights Panther. I rush up there with a shard attack there, and I just threw the spawn in front of his huge combat res Griffin Banner infantry just to hold them in place, keep them back off the hill. And in the meantime, I've got my marauders and my knights were within 9 of the centre of the hill, so I start scoring 100 points each turn, which is way too much. It's just, if whoever wins the roll-off to go first can just get up on the hill and start scoring, which makes armies commit, but it's a big advantage to winning that roll-off. There's his Knights Panther character. He's beating up my Nurgle knights there, and he's going to kill them, so he's going to finish them off. He's a bit of a hero on his own. He's lost his unit. My dragon charged the ogres. They ran away that direction, and I failed my test to redirect into the Griff Knights. So the dragons just scared the ogres. They fled, and I rolled like an 11 to do my redirect, so that was no good. And anyway, so over here, this is the left flank here. His Knights Panther hero dude is fighting my knights there, my Nurgle knights. They're just undivided. And he kills them. He's going to break them and get into the chariot, but then he's going to get swamped by everybody else. And that spawn in the middle is just going to hold up his Griffin Banner unit. And he doesn't go in with the steam tank either, so he holds the steam tank back, tries to shoot one of the chariots, and I rolled a lot of really good armor saves early on here as well. He couldn't even kill a chariot with the cannon on the steam tank, so I got real lucky there. And then that spawn just holds up the big Griffin Banner unit. He pushes the spawn back. He wins the combat by heaps, but he's unbreakable. That's the good thing about the spawns. His wizard's out there with his pistoliers. I'm not going to get anywhere near his wizard and his pistoliers there. They're too fast and maneuverable for me to get. And his hero here, he's going to kill those knights. So he's lost his unit, but he's killed the knights. And then we're ready for the counterpunch into that unit there. We've got to do something about that huge combat res in the middle there. So the spawn does its job. It doesn't die. It just blocks them in place. And then we've got all these chariots ready to pounce. So 2 chariots will go into the infantry to get rid of some of their ranks. They've got first charge as well. And then the dragon's going to go into the Griff Knights. Yeah, and this is my 2 Shartaks charged the steam tank. They got 7 out of 8 hits, and I rolled all 1s and 2s to wound. I couldn't wound the steam tank. That was my best chance, strength 7, so they were needing 4s to wound the steam tank, and they didn't do anything. So you can see the chariots have gone into the Griffin Banner unit. It's going to kill a heap of them. And the dragon and the other spawn have gone into the Griff Knights. And Hippogriff Knights, is that what they are? Griff Knights, whatever they are. The bird Knights. There's his Knights Panther guy. He's surrounded, and he's going to break and run away and get run down. He doesn't run very far. He gets caught by my red knights there, my corn knights. And so he did well, but there was just too much there for him to break through. If he broke through on the first the first charge, and got through, he might have done a bit more damage. And as you can see, he kills one of my chariots, I think, but the Griffin Banner unit has lost so many, it hasn't got many ranks anymore. And the Griff Knights are all dead. And so the dragon's turning that way to go after the ogres. The ogres are going to march past him and just avoid him for the rest of the game. And so the Griffin banner unit's gone. Kivanovic is ready to get the steam tank. The steam tank's going to go in and kill a chariot. But then, we're holding the hill. And every turn, we're scoring 100 points just for, being first on the hill. And he wasn't able to get up there and push me off it or anything. So it's ending up a bit of a massacre in the middle here. His Pistoliers and his Wizard are going to survive. And I think we sort of call it soon because my spawns are going to get stuck into his Ogres. They can't get away there anymore. And his steam tank will come in and destroy that chariot. I think he destroys that chariot. But then he's just going to cop the dragon and everything as well. So a big victory to Chaos, but this cumulative scoring, I think it's it's good to have an objective in the middle that you've got to go and get. But if you get behind on the scoreboard, you can't really catch up. Anyway, that's condensing the battlefield with the river sort of played into my hands. But it was a sort of a fluffy Empire list. You didn't have any cannons or anything. So, and his steam tank cannon, I rolled like armor saves with the chariots to not die to a steam tank cannon. All right, that is it for that. Yeah, okay, well, it was a good game for the Chaos, but the Empire didn't have much luck, and the scenario, winning the turn roll to go first, means I got up on the hill and was just scoring so quickly. At the end of each player's turn, you get 100 victory points. I think it's a little bit too much, maybe. But anyway, it was a bit of a fluffy Empire list. So next round, we face Empire again. And he does have a cannon, does have 2 cannons. So we'll see how we go there. All right, stay tuned for the next round versus Empire again. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This show is awful.
Terrible.
Disgusting.
See you next week.
Of course.